Imagine two people in their late 20s who earn similar incomes, live in the same city, and want the same thing: long-term financial stability. One believes that buying a home as early as possible is the smartest financial decision they can make because they have heard for years that rent is simply money thrown away. The other decides to continue renting while investing the difference between renting costs and homeownership costs into a diversified portfolio. 10 years later, both are surprised to discover that the answer was never as simple as choosing one side over the other. The real difference was not whether they rented or bought, but how well they understood the mathematics hidden behind each decision. The debate between renting and buying has existed for generations, yet it often becomes emotional instead of analytical. A house represents security, independence, and success in many cultures, while renting is sometimes viewed as temporary or financially wasteful. These beliefs influence millions of decisions every year, but financial outcomes are determined by numbers rather than assumptions. To understand which option makes more sense, we need to separate psychological comfort from economic reality and examine the complete financial system surrounding both choices. The first misconception begins with the monthly payment itself. Many people compare rent directly to a mortgage payment, assuming that if the mortgage costs about the same, buying automatically wins. However, the mortgage is only one component of home ownership. Property taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs, closing costs, and interest payments all contribute to the true cost of owning a property. Even homeowners who budget carefully often underestimate how frequently unexpected expenses appear, whether it is replacing a roof, repairing plumbing, maintaining heating systems, or updating aging appliances. Renters face a different financial structure. Their monthly payment may increase over time, but many large maintenance expenses remain the responsibility of the property owner. This predictability has economic value because fewer unexpected costs mean easier budgeting and greater flexibility. That flexibility is often ignored in conversations that focus only on building equity. Equity itself is frequently misunderstood. Every mortgage payment contains two parts: interest paid to the lender and principal that gradually increases ownership in the property. During the early years of a standard mortgage, a surprisingly large percentage of each payment goes toward interest rather than principal. This means that despite making substantial monthly payments, ownership grows relatively slowly in the beginning. Consider a simplified example. Imagine purchasing a home for $400,000 with a 20% down payment. The remaining balance is financed over 30 years. During the first several years, a significant portion of each payment primarily covers interest rather than reducing the loan balance. Although equity gradually increases, much of the initial cash flow does not immediately become personal wealth. This does not make buying a poor decision, but it demonstrates why looking only at the mortgage payment provides an incomplete picture. Now compare this with renting. Suppose monthly rent is lower than the total monthly cost of owning when taxes, insurance, maintenance, and financing are included. If the renter consistently invests the difference into diversified assets over many years, those investments may compound significantly. This comparison introduces the concept of opportunity cost, one of the most important ideas in economics. Opportunity cost represents what you give up when choosing one option over another. A large down payment placed into a house cannot simultaneously be invested elsewhere. Likewise, money invested in financial markets cannot also become home equity. Neither decision is automatically superior because each depends on future returns, personal goals, local housing markets, interest rates, and investment performance. Psychology plays a major role in why buying often feels safer than renting. Humans naturally prefer tangible assets they can see and touch. Walking through your own front door creates a sense of permanence that a brokerage account cannot easily replicate. This emotional satisfaction has real personal value even though it cannot be measured precisely in financial statements. At the same time, people also experience what behavioral economists call ownership bias. Once individuals own something, they tend to assign greater value to it simply because it belongs to them. Homeowners may become emotionally attached to rising property values while overlooking ongoing ownership costs, making objective financial evaluation more difficult. Renters experience a different psychological challenge. Because monthly rent produces no ownership stake, each payment can feel unproductive even though it purchases housing services, flexibility, and reduced maintenance responsibilities. The phrase rent is throwing money away sounds convincing, yet it overlooks an important fact. Every homeowner also spends money that never returns, including mortgage interest, taxes, insurance premiums, maintenance, transaction fees, and repairs. Those expenses purchase housing just as rent does. Another important factor is mobility. Renting provides greater flexibility when career opportunities arise in different cities or regions. Selling a home involves transaction costs, potential taxes, and time. If someone expects frequent relocation, renting may reduce financial friction while allowing investments to remain diversified rather than concentrated in a single property. Buying becomes increasingly attractive when someone plans to remain in one location for many years. The longer a homeowner stays, the more time exists for transaction costs to spread across the ownership period, while principal repayment gradually increases equity. Long holding periods also reduce the impact of short-term housing market fluctuations. Housing markets themselves move in cycles rather than straight lines. History has repeatedly demonstrated periods of rapid appreciation, followed by slower growth or even declines. Property values depend on local employment, interest rates, housing supply, demographics, infrastructure, and economic conditions. Assuming that every home will always increase rapidly in value ignores decades of evidence showing that markets behave differently across locations and time periods. Interest rates also change the equation dramatically. Lower borrowing costs reduce financing expenses and make ownership more affordable. Higher interest rates increase monthly payments and reduce purchasing power. Two families buying identical homes in different interest rate environments may experience substantially different long-term financial outcomes despite owning similar properties. Inflation adds another layer of complexity. Homeowners with fixed-rate mortgages may benefit if future inflation causes incomes and home values to rise, while mortgage payments remain relatively stable. Renters, however, may face periodic rent increases depending on local market conditions. Yet renters who invest consistently may also benefit if investment returns outpace inflation over long periods. Again, the outcome depends on multiple interacting variables rather than a universal rule. Perhaps the most overlooked element is personal financial behavior. A disciplined renter who invests every available dollar can build significant wealth without owning property. A homeowner who consistently refinances, accumulates high-interest debt, neglects maintenance, or purchases beyond their means may struggle financially despite building some equity. Conversely, a homeowner who buys responsibly, maintains the property, and remains in the home for decades may accumulate considerable wealth through both appreciation and principal repayment. This reveals an important truth about financial systems. Wealth is rarely created by a single purchase. Instead, it emerges from consistent decision-making repeated over many years. Saving regularly, avoiding excessive debt, investing patiently, managing risk, and living below one's means generally influence financial outcomes more than choosing between renting and buying alone. The conversation therefore shifts from asking, which option is always better, to asking, which option fits my financial situation, time horizon, career plans, and personal priorities. For someone expecting frequent moves, renting may preserve flexibility and reduce transaction costs. For someone planning to establish roots in one community for many years, buying may gradually become economically favorable. Neither choice guarantees financial success, and neither guarantees financial failure. The real mathematics of housing extends beyond monthly payments. It includes opportunity costs, compound growth, maintenance expenses, financing structures, inflation, taxes, market cycles, behavioral psychology, and personal discipline. When all these factors are considered together, the simple debate between renting and buying becomes a much richer economic system where the best answer depends on circumstances rather than slogans. The most valuable shift in perspective is recognizing that a home is both a place to live and a financial asset, but those two roles are not identical. A house can provide comfort, stability, and emotional satisfaction while also involving costs, risks, and long-term commitments. Renting can provide flexibility, predictable responsibilities, and investment opportunities while requiring acceptance that housing payments do not create direct ownership. Understanding these trade offs allows decisions to be based on evidence instead of assumptions. Ultimately, the real math is not about proving that renting defeats buying or that buying defeats renting. It is about recognizing that financial health depends on understanding the entire equation. When people evaluate every cost, every opportunity, and every long term consequence with patience instead of emotion, they move closer to making decisions that fit their own lives rather than following popular financial myths.